Katochin ketestai kokeny ak tetutiet nebo Kass Mashinani ole kibendi county nebo Uasin Gishu ole tetat koek emetab Kenya emet neindoi eng sekta nebo konyoiset eng Afrika yeiwonge teksetab sipitalit nelel nebo Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital MTRH nekiteche eng komosta nebo Kiplombe eng Uasin Gishu County koindochi lumdaetab koita nebo teksetab sipitalit natab Minister nebo konyoiset Aden Duale ole kitae sipitalit natak kotindoi kitandok 2,000 ole komwa Duale kole kiwongu teksetab sipitalit natak eng arawek 18 chemite tai ole indochini teksetab sipitalit natak askarik luget chebo Kenya Defence Forces KDF kokinyoru report notok eng koindo kobun sirindenyo eng taonitab Eldoret Timothy Kiplimo.
Tekset nebo sipitalitab Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital en kebeberta nebo Kiplombe en county nebo Uasin Gishu kotetat kondochi afisaek chebo Kenya Defence Forces anan KDF ole tetat kokesugei teksonoto en kasarta nebo arawek 18 chemiten tai.
We are here for the groundbreaking ceremony that will make the beginning of one of the most transformative healthcare investment in our country.
Sipitali noto kobo kitandoshek cheite 4,000 ole kamwa CS netonondochin tililindo en emoni Aden Duale kole wendi koeku sipitalit neo en continent nebo Afrika kole tetat kotoret en kanyoisetab mionwogik cheterter cheboto chebo muguleldo ak waletab kebeberwekab borto anan transplanting.
And once it's completed, this hospital will be a model of integrated care, providing advanced treatment in cardiology, oncology, trauma, transplantation, rehabilitation, pediatrics, and reproductive health, among others. And they will be seamlessly linked to the primary and secondary care through our robust referral, digital health, and supply chain system.
Kailos Duale kandoinatet nebo sipitalitab MTRH Eldoret en mwaet kole kikotoret oleo en kanaptaetab kanyoiset en counties cheite 24 chebo emoni. Kini kamwa kole teksetab sipitalit noto kotetat koek sipitalit neo en continent nebo Afrika.
While advancing our aspiration to position Kenya as a regional health center, we also want to promote medical tourism by providing world-class specialized services, providing accredited facilities, providing a fit-for-purpose workforce, and a seamless digital patient experience that caters for Kenyans in our country and also attracts regional and global clients in line with the 5th administration agenda.
Kaboto ke Duale ak PS and Ministry nebo Tililindo Ouma Oluga, PS and Ministry nebo Defense Patrick Muiriro, Governor nebo County nebo Uasin Gishu Jonathan B. Chelelem, Whistle Rotich nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, Stephen Sang nebo Nandi, Senator Jackson Mandago en kwenutab kandoik alak.
Hii ndio itakuwa kiwango ya juu zaidi ya kupeana matibabu hapa Afrika.
All other agencies of government, we are working together in a steering committee to deliver not only the hospital, but also every other enabling services.
The project will create thousands of jobs during construction and operations. CS, this project will open business opportunities across the county.
It will actually be supporting the decongestion even of our county referral hospitals. What we only need, this will be our center of excellence for sisi kama counties. We want to request that within this hospital, there should be a serious telemedicine center, which is linked to Kapsabet, linked to Ziwa, linked to Iten, Kabarnet, mpaka Samburu Maralal.
We are here because we have succeeded or we have a government that believes that every part of Kenya deserves development.
Kong'ete Kiplombe nemiten county nebo Uasin Gishu lugekab emet chebo Kass TV kaninyu ko Timothy Kiplimo.
Ketesetai ko kimuchi keisto bananda eng korik angot kikoch kwonyik chomchinet aka kamugetab konom imbarenik eng gaa kosubkei ak kibagengeitab Africa Institute for Capacity Development kotindoi kakiletabkei kwonyik ak kounotok konyolu eng maning'otoik kokoch chomchinet chepyosokwai koyai boisionikab kabatisiet eng imbar asikeisto bananda eng gaa akobit walet ak bandab tai kou eng report nekinyoru kobun sirindenyo eng kebeberta nebo Iten Andrew Kimeto.
Angot kikochi kwonyik namunetab mbaronik anan land ownership eng kokwotunwekab gaa koimuch kekirinda bananda eng familia chechang. Kaimongei nito eng tuiyetab kanetet koityi kwonyik eng taonitab Iten akobo kamanutietab kikochi kwonyik mbaronik asikosuldae tetutikab kabatisiet eng gaa ole kamwa director nebo tetutikab kabatisiet eng county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet James Wekesa kole makat eng murenik kokochi kwonyik baronwekab kosuldae kabatisiet eng kokwotunwekab gaa.
Participation of women in agriculture haiko chini hivyo, iko juu, but shida kubwa ni kuaccess resources na controlling hizo resources. Tunajua society yetu wamama wengi sio wamiliki wa shamba. Wamama wengi hawezi kufanya maamuzi juu ya kile kitu ambacho watafanya kwenye mashamba. Ni wanaume ambao wana control hizo resources. So hiyo ni changamoto, lakini vile tunavyojua ushirikishaji wao katika kilimo ni jambo la umuhimu, kwa sababu wao ndio hasa wanafanya hicho kilimo. Wanaume wengi watakuwa wanatoa direction, lakini wale wa kutekeleza ni akina mama. Tukiwapatia mafunzo na kuwawezesha, itakuwa hatua kubwa sana katika kubadilisha hiyo hali.
Lugoi choto kaikochi tiet ofisayat neo eng kibagengeitab Africa Institute for Capacity Development Patrick Wahu nekang'ong kole atebet neu noto ko kikowekta let bororiosiek chechang eng emet.
But based on the data that exists, for Kenya, the poverty index, that is what guides us in deciding, where we can train. And Elgeyo Marakwet actually happens to present the kind of data that shows that the level of poverty here is quite high. And so since we have trained rural women in other areas, we felt that on this occasion we could also do the same in Elgeyo Marakwet. For the family to develop, and even the community and the country as a whole, if the woman is left behind, then the job of achieving those objectives is made even harder, and that is why we are focusing on the women.
Kaikoito kurset kwonyichoto eng manung'otisiek kwai kochamchi icheket kosuldae tetutichoto bo kabatisiet eng familia choto mitei icheket.
Man ayoe chepyosok kasit kabisa eng mbar. Mayoe boisiek anyun saiti. Kiyoe chepyosok neo nafasit neo. Amwoe ale kimeche keyai kasit tugul koboto murenikyo. Akeyai tugul sikonai akot akinye lagokyok kele kimi pamoja keyai kasit tugul singesich kiy koba lagochuto.
Katinye chi tugul right ko plain role akitya kematakekekasan saiti mongolen akol ile kekol tuguk chekamapangan kamamwa ale kindenoe kiyu kelen keyai ne kelen kele kanenyune kokakopka ko chicho tugul.
Kong'ete county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Andrew Kimeto.
Ngeba akoi county noton nebo Kericho ole kakolumda serikali kobun ministry noton nebo kabatisiet teksetab silangetab beek nebo Arap Kelelyo eng Kipkelion West nekiteche eng olietab million 100 ole tetat kiwong teksenyi eng kasartab arawek 3 chemite tai. Kokinyoru report notok eng koindo kobun sirindenyo eng taonitab Kericho Robert Siele.
Kamwa sirindet neo en ministry nebo kabatisiet en emoni Dr. Paul Rono kole kakotoige teksetab daminata naat ku Arap Kelelyo en kalyet en Kipkelion West en county nebo Kericho asikotoret temik en kabisisiet ak beek chekiboisien en gaa ak kabatisiet.
Nguni ikere kemi reu mi dambi neo nebo beek nekakelonchi ra en Arap Kelelyo. Kikilonchen nikibo Kifuno Dam en Kipkelion East ne negit kobek nguni arap kelele ko ni kakelonchen kikakilonchen yukinye nemiten kalyet parshele netesetai negit kotwo kokinde kora markets tugul Kericho kong'eten Ngoina Road keba Kapkatet keba Litein ak yeite nyo kebwa Chepseon kokinde markets asikotoret temik kwaldaen tuguk o kimache keibun containers ak keibu chekibore mama shops kindeoten oret sikotoret akwa mama chu kipela sister.
Kosubkei ak PS Rono ko project inoton po milionishek 100 kobun serikalitab emoni kobun ministry nebo kabatisiet kotetat kowangen kasartab arawek 3 chemiten tai asikotoret keberatan.
So ko mradi ni kakiyai ra en yu kelonchen kemochen arawek 3 kokakotwo ako konech litaishek milionishek 15 litaishek chetoreti biikab ireu chebo ward nebo korabin Kipkelion. So chingili ak MCAC chu amamwa kongoi amun en ak MPs kwak kebwanu bisa ko keng'alal ng'alechu ako kakoyaak ra komaunon kimoche action kimoche kemwa ak action.
Kosubkei ak contractor nebo project inoton ko kakotoige boisiet ole boisien neranik ak meng'ikab komosaton en tetutikab boisionik.
Labor, we have the semi-skilled which we are sourcing locally and we have the skilled labor which we are sourcing from different institutions regardless of where they are.
Kamwa Dr. Rono kole noton ko kakimitet anan empowerment nebo iman koityi temik ak biikab emet.
Akoker ale ngot komi empowerment nebo man ko ketoret mkulima kenyiljine somok tuguk cheyobu mbar. Ngot ko kawek keker kele kakinyilen somok beit noton. Ngot ko chaik kenyilen akine. Ngot ko bandek kikoi beit nemi ngweny en mbolea ak ketoret kiolji en kasarta nemugat. Ak yeityo keyat market chekikonoren tuguk ak keyai value addition. Nguno kakele momoche kialden kawekyok kialden ko green kawek kimoche keker kele kakiyai value addition. Kap chaik ko kakeng'alal ng'alekab chaik kele kindoi line. Hawking chebo tea ak hawking chebo coffee ko kakele kotelel komameta kekas. Chorset netokomi kechore mkulima ko kakele makemoche kimoe konyor mkulima haki yake.
Kamwa MCA nebo woditab Kipkelion Town en komosaton bo Kipkelion West Anthony Ruto kole arap Kelelia water project en komosaton bo kalyet ko walutietab kaimutietab beek en komosaton nekikobunchi kasarta nekoi.
Amun en tai yu kibendi komoseretos bichu ng'alekab beek. Irrespective of kemeut anan kasarta neroboni kotindoi beek kila en yu. So amalin koberurin Jehova. Kikebwan kelonjeni ako kaoto kachepchepit inoni kosir nin kingoet ropta kole nan kole kidogo lakini kakeng'ololi Uganda kokolyon Wednesday koketu moshinishek sikonam.
Kong'eten county nebo Kericho logoiwekab emet chebo Kass kainenyun ko Robert Siele.
Ngewege agoi county nebo Uasin Gishu ole machei nebo ng'echeret eng committee nebo tililindo eng bunge nebo Senate na ine kora ko senator nebo Uasin Gishu Jackson Mandago kobit walutiet eng chokchinet kotinygei ak siretab konyoik choto chebo UHC amu kikotebi eng kasarta nekoi konyoik choto eng contract ako noto ko magat kecheng walutiet eng chokchinet ole korirtae governors kotinygei ak nikoib kasarta nekoi amasir konyoik choto kobate komwa governor nebo Nandi noto ko Stephen Sang kole chobotin counties kosir konyoik choto kobate matindoi chepkondok chekisiren konyoik choto ole nyolu eng ministry noto nebo rabinik kokon chepkondok chebo siretab konyoik choto ole eng komastanyi komwa minister nebo konyoiset Adan Duale kole wendi serikali kotoboni chepkondok chekisiren konyoik choto asi koit let kagenishet nekikokenis konyoik choto komache kesir eng oret nebo permanent. Konginyoru report noto eng koindo kobun sirindenyo eng taonitab Eldoret Timothy Kiblimo.
We must have a conversation on human resource. Gentlemen, we can no longer afford to bury our heads in the sand.
kamwa nebo ng'echeret en kamiti nebo tililindo en bunge nebo Senate en emoni Jackson Mandago kole kikoyai bungeinoto kit age tugul koboto katabanetab rabinik chekibendi keboishe kesere kanyoichoto bo UHC. Kini kamwa kole matinye amune governors chebo emoni asimaseren boishet kanyoichoto.
We have an outstanding matter of UHC health workers. We have done our bit as parliament. Pesa tumeweka kwa budget. Audit nasikia mlikuwa mnafanya. Let us confirm UHC staff into permanent and pensionable. The president has pronounced himself. He has allocated resources. Those who are charged with the responsibility of implementing should simply implement.
Kaikimit Mandago kole kakoit kasarta nenyolu ketorchi kimnatet kaimutik chekikotestai kobun sekta nebo kanyoiset en emoni, mising ko kaimutik chebo rarunetab kiboitinik.
Let's have a conversation on how we are going to onboard additional health workers, considering the amount of resources we have. If it means starting from locum to contract to P&P, let's have a clear path so that wewe ambaye uko kazi sahi, you can afford to go on off duty, you can afford to go on leave, you can afford to go on training. Sahi kuna counties who cannot afford to release any doctor to go for training because there are 10 doctors, 5 are already on training and the remaining 5 are due for training, but there is no money to recruit more doctors. So let's have an honest conversation on how we are going to handle the human resource for health.
Kowalu kotingyang noto komwa gavana nebo county nebo Nandi Stephen Sang kole maisho governors chebo emoni kosir boishet kanyoichoto kobate karirtai ministry nebo treasury nemayaror komye ole kinyorchin rabinik chekilipane melekwekab kanyoichoto kasarta nekakisir boishet.
Tumeona ile proposals kutoka National Treasury juzi waliwacha in Dora because for purposes of securing the resources into the future, hiyo pesa ya kuconvert hawa into PNP ipatikane katika Dora so that it helps us for posterity. Sisi tukifanyiwa hivyo na tusaidiane tusukume National Treasury wafanye hivyo, sisi kama county governments we will execute that decision that you and the president and the summit and the IBEC have agreed.
Akot kounoto komwa CS netonondochin tililindo en emoni Aden Duale kole bendi kosubi en ministry nebo treasury asikeker kele kakitaban ak ketiakta rabinik chekibendi kesire kanyoichoto kikotestai korirtai serikalitab emoni en mwaet kole kikotoptochi ichek batai en kasarta nekoi.
So sisi UHC, mimi na PS Oluga, we have done everything. We are ready to bring a commitment from the National Treasury so that in the next Dora Division of Revenue Bill and for the subsequent ones, pesa iwekwe.
Kong'ete nganaset nebo Eldoret en county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass TV, kaninyu ko Timothy Kiplimo.
County noton nebo Embu ole tesetai ak tuyet rubeiwotab president noton ko Kithure Kindiki ak meng'ikab kebeberta noton nebo Karambari eng Mbeere North ole ng'ololen tetutik cheterter mising ko lewenishet nemining netetat keyai eng kebeberta bunge nebo Mbeere North eng tarik 27 arawani ole tesetai kwendi barak kabeletab kei nebo ng'echeranat nebo MP eng kebeberata bo Mbeere North. Ko ngebe kekas akobo kit netesetai eng tuyonotok indochin Kindiki.
Ukiwa na jirani yako ambaye ni deputy president anakuja tu polepole, hakuna story kwa sababu ako nyumbani. Ndio sikupiga ripoti, nilikuja tu polepole nikaingia kwa hoteli hapa kwa mama Wangoi, mama Wavata. Sasa tumekaa hapo kabisa, tumeongea, tumesikizana na mimi najisikia nikiwa nyumbani. Ni kweli si kweli? Ndemoshie kanante moshie. Ndemoshie kanante moshie. Wacha nione wala nasema ndemoshie 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 ndemoshie. Bas, mimi nimefika hapa, sio mara yangu ya kwanza kuwa pale hapa Mbeere North. Nyingi hapo nyuma nakumbuka nikiwa waziri wa usalama wa taifa Huyu Mheshimiwa Ruko akiwa mbunge wetu aliniita pale Chicago, tukafanya fundraising ambayo ni kanisa ya Anglican Church pale kwa Bishop Mashamba. Tukafanya harambee kubwa ya kusaidia kanisa. Siku ingine nikakuja pia nikiwa waziri wa usalama pale Kamomo, vile tukafanya hafla ingine hapo ya kujenga kanisa. Nafikiri hiyo ilikuwa kanisa ya Redeemed. Kwa hivyo mimi sio mgeni hapa. Nimekuja hapa siku ingine vile nikiwa deputy president sehemu za Kanywambora kwa sababu ya kufuatilia ile maji yetu ya Kanywambora irrigation ambayo inaendelea, ambayo serikali imetoa 250 million. Na kwa hivyo niko na safari mingi ambayo nimekuja hapa Mbeere North, kule Ishara, hapa Karambare. Nilikutana na akina mama juzi ambao tulikuwa na mkutano hapa. So mimi sio mgeni. Ukiona wageni ambao wamefika wiki hii, waambiwe Deputy Rais amekuwa akikuja hapa siku mingi. Hata zamani akiwa waziri, akiwa Deputy Rais tumemwona hapa. Kuna wengine wamefika wiki hii ati wanakuja hapa kutupatia lecture mrefu kutoka hapa mpaka South Africa. Sasa wajua ya kwamba hii area hatupendangi maneno ya vita. Hii area tutiendaga siasa cia mbara guku. Niguo kana teguo? Sisi ni watu ya amani. Na tumewakaribisha watu wote ambao wanaomba kura. Kwa sababu sisi tuko na candidate wetu. Si mnajua candidate wetu? Eta wa leo wao. Leo wao. Huyo ndio candidate wetu na tunamuombea Mungu kwa kura zenu na baraka ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Huyo ndio anaenda kuwa mbunge wa Mbeere North next week. Kweli si kweli? Kweli si kweli? Lakini tujue ya kwamba tuko na wale wengine vijana wetu wanaomba kura. Hata hao ni vijana wetu. Kwa hivyo mambo ya kura sio mambo ya kupigana na vita. Kama hakuna kesho, huwezi kupigana na ndugu yako kutupa mawe. Hiyo mawe inaweza gonga jirani yako, igonge mama mkwe, igongwe kijana wa jirani. Wale wageni wamefika hii Mbeere North kwa mara ya kwanza wiki hii, waambiwa wa kwamba sisi watu wa hapa hatutaki vurugu, hatutaki fitina. Mtu akuja aombe kura pole pole, hauze sera ya candidate yake, sio kutuletea kisirani hapa na vita. Niguo kana teguo? Niseme nisiseme? Niseme nisiseme? Unajua jana nimefika pale Chicago, nimesema nimefika safari hii. Na safari hii sina haraka ya kutoka, niko area. Niko area. Mimi nitatoka hapa tarehe 28. Na nitatoka hapa tukiwa na Lendan Muthende nikimpeleka bunge. Kwa hivyo wale watu ambao wamefika Mbeere North wiki hii tumewakaribisha. Hapa ni mahali pa amani. Lakini msituletee vita, msituletee wahuni, msikuje kutukana viongozi wa Embu County ama viongozi wa Mbeere. Sijui kama mnaelewa.
Ko notago rubeiwatab President Professor Kithure Kindiki ne indochin tuyetab boror eng county nebo Embu kebeberta nebo Mbeere North missing ko eng kasarta netetat keyai lewenishet nemining eng kebeberta Mbeere North nebo ng'echeretab MP eng tarik 27 arawani. Ko ketesetai kebendi akoi Uasin Gishu ole kolumda serikalitab county nebo Uasin Gishu komi eng kibagenge ak kibagengeitab Kenya National Bureau of Statistics KNBS arorutiet nebo Uasin Gishu County Statistics Abstract 2025 newendi kotoreti eng tetutik ak panganutik chebo kanabtaetab county noto ole bitu nitok eng kasarta netesetai kwendi barak koitetab biik cheuchini taonitab Eldoret asikoyai mung'aret kong'ete kekanabta taonitab Eldoret koek city. Kokinyoru report notok eng koindo kubun sirindenyo Isaac Kogei.
Kongolole kasarta nekakilumdoi Uasin Gishu Statistical Abstract 2025 kongong governor nebo county nebo Uasin Gishu Jonathan B. Chelilim kole kotestai kolany kaitetab biik chemite eng county noto nebo Uasin Gishu mising ko eng taonitab Eldoret kosubkei ak netestai koushin county notok chongindoi biik kobun komoswek alak chotok chebo emoni.
In economic growth, our economy has expanded steadily. Uasin Gishu is ranked number 8 nationally in gross county product, or what we call GDP, which grew from 223.8 billion 2019 to 349.2 billion 2024. The service and agriculture sector remain strong contributors to national GCP, gross county products. Population and growth and urbanizations. The population increased from 1.16 million in 2019 to 1.28 million in 2024, driving demand for improved urban planning and service delivery.
Kamwa biik kole agenge eng tuguk chotok chekokotokyi kotesakis biik eng county notok ko boroindab mung'aret, teksetab korik chotok chebo affordable housing ak kanaptaetab taonitab Eldoret koek city.
Eldoret city status continues to attract new residents. Affordable housing, championed by President William Samoei Ruto, is easing housing pressure and supporting orderly urbanization, with the county providing land for new units. Now, we cannot be saying we are 1.1 million people. We are now 1.28. We are 200 shy of 3 million people. So these are very strong county with large numbers, very good for politicians.
Jacqueline Dama ko ofisat noto nebo Kenya National Bureau of Statistics nemwoe kole data ichotok anan statistics chemite eng nguni kowendi kotoreti serikalitab county noto nebo Uasin Gishu eng panganutik akoi koityi komoswek chotok chebo kokwotinwek.
Through such consistency, the county has now developed time series data across numerous indicators integrated up to the ward level. This level of detail is essential in responding to the growing demand of granular, reliable data that informs evidence-based policy formulation, development, planning, budget processes, and monitoring and evaluation of programs at the county level.
Kosubkei ak Mike Rokony, CC noto nebo finance eng county notok, komwoe ine kole kokolany baetab aisurut kora, kit noto newendi kotoreti eng kanaptaetab boisionik chotok chebo bandab tai ak tetutik chotok chebo serikalitab county notok.
223 billion to 349 billion in 2024. That's a strong testament of economic resilience and the strategic investment. Our on-source revenue, as His Excellency pointed out, has grown significantly. In fact, it has doubled from 779 million to now 1.3, 1.4. And that is a reflection of improved fiscal discipline and citizen trust. The county's population has increased to 1.28 with a youthful majority under 35, presenting both opportunities and responsibilities in employment, education, and the urban planning.
Kong'eteke taonitab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Ngeba county noton nebo Kericho ole kagesom kobotik chebo county nebo Kericho ak emet komugul kosom besendo kobun kibengeit noton nebo Commodities Fund of Kenya asikobit koboisien rabinik chotok eng kanaptaetab boisionik chebo kobotishet kosubkei ak ofisiat neo anan CEO nebo kibengeitab Commodities Fund of Kenya Nancy Cheruyot komito ngweny rabinik chekeyoche besendo nekiibei eng kibengeinotok ak kounotok konyolu eng kobotik koboto kibengeisiek choton nootin ko societies kosom rabinik chotok bo besendo asi koboisie eng boisionik chotok chebo bandab tai kou eng report nebo Robert Siele.
Kamwa afisayat neo en kiwangetab Commodities Fund en emoni Nancy Cheruyot kole toreti kibagengeit noton temik en emoni noton kacher temik konyor rabisiek en besendo kobun kibagengeit noton asikokanaptaengei icheket.
Kwa sababu hii ni serikali ya bottoms up, our interest rates inaanzia 3% to 7.5%. So societies wenye mko hapa ama estate farmers, ni makosa sana uende kwa bank uchukue loan ya 17% na kuna ya serikali yenye hawa wabunge wameweka kwetu tuwapatie katika riba ya chini.
Kosubkei ak afisayandenoton ko kikobit walet en kokoitoetab rabisiek kobun taunetab direct settlement system en lipanetab temikab kawek en emoni, kit nikonyumnyum nyorunetab rabisiek.
Hapo awali wakulima walikuwa mnalalamika kwa sababu saa zingine kama society hamuna title deed ya kutoa kama security. Serikali ikaweka policy ya kulipa sasa pesa kutumia direct settlement scheme DSS. Sasa because DSS iko sasa inafanya kazi, hatuhitaji tena a tangible security kutoka societies. Ni kuandikishiana na nyinyi kwamba pesa yetu itadidaktiwa pale Nairobi Coffee Exchange. So hiyo pia imerahisisha nyinyi kupata access ya loan.
Kailos inendet arorutik chelelach chebo chikiletab temisietab kawek en emoni en mwaet kole ribe aliet ak siretab kawek angisub komie.
Ni maneno ya EUDR. Hii regulations ya European Union ya deforestation. Hii sasa ndio tuweze kuuza mimea zetu aswa coffee pale European Union. Ambao mnajua kwamba most of our coffee inauzwa European Union. Lazima tumecomply na EUDR. Na serikali pia kupitia shirika la AFA imekuwa ikiwa inatembea kuchukua hiyo EUDR data kutoka kwa mashamba zenu. So ningewahimiza sana, tafadhali mfanye kazi na hiyo AFA wakija.
Kacher biikab emet kokimit kolsetab kawek en emoni ak en county nebo Kericho ak tetutik alak asikotoret icheket en sobetab atkai tugul akoib kanaptaetab kee.
Tafadhali tufanye nini? Mwenye uko na 300 ongeza ikuwe 500. Mwenye uko na 500 kama kuna nafasi yoyote hata hapo kwa boda. Niko tachi kumono ndene. Ondeka weka mkoile kitu tayo muje kuone 20 kilos. Kenengi peliani ni pia skiko kwa chipo ese tukul jevyoso kwake ketik pokola kenge. Na kwenda juma unata. Watoto mbogoni ne mungi beruak ya mungi kaketilen union. Aketinye women in coffee. Ama asomai. Kokochi jensi ongikoi vijana chon kotore sukul ikochi chechik pokol. Ileinte miono baba. Keringoni kata. Komaosirekei mbi.
Kong'eten county nebo Kericho, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Robert Siele.
Kong'ete taonitab Kericho kebenda akoi taonitab Lodwar eng Turkana County ole tesetai kebeberta nebo kapkirwok anan judiciary koibe kerutik chebo meng'ikab county noto bo Turkana eng tetutiet noto nebo public participation kotinygei ak budget nebo kebeberta nebo kapkirwok ole ibe kerutikab meng'ikab county noto kotinygei ak boisionik chetindoi kapkirwok asikobit komwa akichek meng'ikab Turkana akobo boisionik chekere kole nyolu kosuldae kebeberta nebo kapkirwok asikonyor keljin biikab emet. Kongebe eng oretab agenge asikekas akobo kit netesetai eng tuiyonoto bo public participation.
The law requiring us to do this. Look at the performance of the last year, last financial year. What did we do? What did we achieve? And what are the areas we need to get? I'll also look at the forums we had last year, like these ones, what people said and what we have done on what people said. We'll then look at what we are proposing for next financial year, the challenges and the recommendations that we have. So for introduction, you are aware, we get the budget from national government. National government, you know, the budget must be appropriated by National Assembly. So we get our budget from what is approved by National Assembly, and once it's approved, it's what we spend. That money is supposed to be put in the judiciary fund, as as per Article 173 of the Constitution. So we hope that will continue. What we are doing now is we are in a process that requires that the registrar prepares a budget before the end of the next financial year and submit to National Assembly by 30th of April. So we are in that process to make sure that we hit those deadlines. Also, the PFM requires us to do this, but before we go to what we are doing, we want to look at our mandate as an institution. As judiciary, our mandate is in Article 159(2) of the Constitution, and we are supposed to make sure that justice is done. So whatever we do, we must make sure that we provide justice. Justice should not be delayed. That one you're aware. We must make sure that we don't delay justice, and you will see the priorities that we are going to be talking about. What already the Chief Registrar has listed our priorities. The most important priority is making sure we hear cases and find rights. We are looking at how we can have alternative dispute resolution. One of them is AJS, mediation, those that we are promoting. And when you look at the priorities we are going to talk about, you find those are all administered. We want to look at do justice without undue regard to procedural technicalities. Those are some of the things, the changes that are coming in by us looking at opening more doors so that those procedural technicalities cannot be. The final one is that always we must protect the Constitution. So whatever we do as a judiciary, we must protect the Constitution. So how do we plan to achieve this? We have our priorities set out in important documents. We have STARCH, which is our vision for the judiciary leadership. The judiciary leadership vision is articulated in STARCH. So whatever we are doing, we have to look at our STARCH and make sure we achieve that. We have annual work plans. We prepare annual work plans. Each spending unit in judiciary prepares an annual work plan that it must be geared to achieving the objectives of STARCH. So we prepare those. We have also annual approved budgets, which are based on those annual work plans. We have performance measurement and understandings, where every staff, judicial officer, provides targets for what they are going to do in a coming financial year. So we have measurements that people provide targets to make sure that they achieve those targets. And all those are geared towards achieving the objective of STARCH. Then we have the national vision and development agenda. We have Vision 2030 and NPF, that's a medium-term plans that are prepared after 5 years. We have bottom-up approach, and you'll see some of our interventions that we are suggesting are geared towards achieving bottom-up transformation agenda, and any other national governments that may issue from time to time. So there are directions that government provide that we must provide for. In achieving that, we have 5 areas from STARCH that we want to achieve, or we are aligning to. We want to have a strong institution that is independent, accessible, efficient, and promotes the right of all, especially the vulnerable. And you can see some of the interventions that we are trying to do, bringing up issue of AJS, that's alternative justice system, and children-friendly court system, is geared to looking at the vulnerable in society, where people have been struggling to sort out their dispute of land and any other dispute.
Ko noto ko tuyetab public participation neindochin kebeberta nebo kapkirwok anan judiciary eng taonitab Lodwar eng Turkana County kotinygei ak budget nebo kebeberta nebo kapkirwok ole ibe kerutik kobun meng'ikab county noto kotinygei ak boisionik chekere kole nyolu koyai kebeberta nebo kapkirwok asi konyor keljin biikab emet. Kongebe agoi county nebo Bomet ole kakesom meng'ikab county nebo Bomet koboisie oret nebo ng'alalet eng istoetab terchinosiekwai nekatabendi kapkirwok ole kamwa kirwokindet neo nebo kapkirwok nebo Bomet Justice Julius Ng'arng'ar kole nyolu ketar kesisiek eng gaa mising ko chotok chebo mbarenik asikobit komakirwokchigei eng kapkirwok amu ibe kasarta nekoi akoi ketil kesit ak kounotok konyolu keboisie oret nebo ng'alalet eng tetutiet notok nebo alternative justice system asi ketil kirwogutik eng kasarta nenwach ak keisto chiletabgei nebo kirwogutik eng kapkirwok. Ko nginyoru report notok kobun sirindenyo eng Bomet Festus Rono.
Kong'ololi en taunetabgei nebo wikit nebo Court Annexed Mediation komwa Justice Honorable Julius Ng'arng'ar kole bo komonut en biikab emet koyan oretab kosyinet en kirwogutik cheu terchinosiekab gaa, namunetab mbarenik en kwenutab kirwogutik alak chemoche kosyinet. Kaikimit ine kole kirwogutik chebo mbarenik koyomegei koityi kosyinet biik asikomuch kiwong en kalyet ak keisto terchinosiek akobo namunetab mbarenik.
Mediation ama sehemu hii ya upatanishi inatokana na sheria za Kenya. Katika kipengele namba 159 ya katiba ya Kenya ndio inatupa mamlaka na nguvu ya kutatua kesi kupitia kwa njia hii. Sheria zetu kupitia katiba ambayo tumetunga sisi kama wa Kenya ndio imetupa hiyo nguvu. Tuna mrundiko mkubwa wa makesi. So ndiposa mahakama imeamua kuwe na multi-door approach, yaani kuwe na njia nyingi za kutatua kesi. Na moja ya hizo njia ni mediation. Hii upatanisho ya kupewa court annex mediator, mfanye nao kesi, msikizane, mpatane, na ni njia nzuri sana kwa vile haina gharama. Mnaunganishwa pia pamoja, hakuna mtu ana win ana lose. Hatuzingatii technicalities za kesi sana, mnakubaliana tu kwa wepesi sana. Na hasa hizi ni kesi nzuri kama hizi za mashamba, watu ambao wanaukoo pamoja, watu wanaishi pamoja, mnadumisha hiyo uhusiano. So ningependa sana kwa rai kuwa tuendelee kutumia njia hizi.
Akot kounoton kokoikochi kasubet ng'alalanoton okiliot neindochin okiliek en county nebo Bomet noton nebo Law Society of Kenya LSK mornet noton nebo Bomet Gideon Koskei nekamwa ine kole en tai ko kimakoyoni okiliek kobaten en nguni kokoyan ortinwek choton asikonyumnyumchi kirwogutik chekikochang'a en kapkirwok.
Maneno ya mediation tumekubali. Actually, in fact, I usually tell advocates, don't coach a party when he or she is going to mediation. Watch a headache na mind yake. Yes. So that you can now talk to that person akikuja kotini. But ikifika wakati wa kwenda mediation aenda aseme vile anafikiria, because they are the ones who are facing the real situation pale kwa ground. Si ni kweli? So, si lazima ifika hapa kotini they can, because sisi kada namwambia siri yetu. Kada namesema siri ya mawakili ni tukule kwanza. And eventually tutakuambia ukweli tukishamaliza kukula.
Mami gine siro omingi bagenge. Kesi sega lagwa na ngo begen kotini. Kele go win and brother so and so go lose and brother so and so. Ogere ke kwanya koron. Ko kitore tongne. So onge bega ngengele mi tuguk che ketore ko eche. Mi tuguk che tore kalyet. Lani mi tuguk che motore ne. Ko defilement ko kemwowok tuguk che motore kabure nekibure. So bo maana mising. That is why apart from oyoe kasi nebo okiliot ko ane kora mediator ngamun kingen maana nebo ketar tuguk en kalyet.
Kosubkei ak director nebo public prosecution komiten kirwogutik chemoiyoni kosuldaen ortinwek choton kou nebo rumisiet, nyerset chekamwa kole akoi kobit imanda en yoton. Kong'eten county nebo Bomet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Festus Rono.
Notok ko report nebo Festus Rono neimutech akoi kamung'et kitigin asiyekiwege kenyoru logoiwekab emet kong'ete Kass TV. Metwake eng ole imi amukiweksei eng kasarta nenwach nemite tai.